Share via email. Report story. There are only 3 nearby islands in that area, so we should start by checking them. Reaching the first island is going to take about 2 days. How much it'll take to cover it all looking for Nami and Luffy? Well, that'd be up to us. The distance between the first and the second island should be sailed in 3 days, while the third island is pretty close to the second. It'll take about 1 day to reach it. If Luffy and Nami are on one of these, it would take at least 3 days to find them. That depending on how efficient we are in checking every island and, of course, if we have the luck to find them on the first one, Robin said while circling with a red pencil the 3 islands they were sailing to. Well then, set sail for the first island. Hancock gave the order, and so, the 2 ships started sailing looking for the 2 who, despite what everyone thought, were actually enjoying being trapped on an abandoned island. Carrot, carrot, carrot. It seems that this island is a lot bigger than we initially thought, Nami said as she sat down to rest for a while. When we went on a walk yesterday, I don't think that we even managed to cover the smallest part of this island. You're right, we've been walking for some hours now. It must already be time for lunch and I'm hungry, Luffy cried while taking a seat next to Nami. Well, it's not like we can do something now. Let's just keep walking, and as soon as you see a monster, I'll cook it for you, the orange-haired girl smiled while standing up. All right. I'll beat up all the monsters on this island so we can take some with us when we leave this island. I really want to eat them with Sanji's recipes and condiments, Luffy said with star-shaped eyes. Stop daydreaming, Nami placed a hand on his shoulder. We don't know how far from the others we are, so we have no idea how much it would take them to find us. Thinking of Sanji's food right now is nothing but torture. But still, I'm hungry. I'll eat anything as long as it fills my stomach, so let's go monster hunting. The raven-haired boy said while taking Nami's hand and started walking ahead, full of energy. There was a loud voice in Nami's head that kept screaming that they should stay on the shore, that they shouldn't be walking around looking for adventure just because her captain would get bored waiting on the beach, that considering how big that island was, even if the others come, they might miss them in all that jungle. But even so, she decided to follow Luffy. Know what, Nami? I'm getting a really good feeling about this. What do you mean? I don't know. It's just something about this island. Luffy couldn't find his words, but he was so sure that walking further in the forest would be the best thing to do, so that's what he did, no hesitation. Nami's mind cleared up a bit after hearing his words, and all her worries perished. When she took Luffy's hand and joined the crew, she, without any words, swore to follow him into the depths of hell and to trust his judgment and instincts, and in the course of their journey, it has been proven to her multiple times that she wasn't wrong to do it. That's why she decided to let go of all her worries and just enjoy spending time with him for the time being. Is that so? She smiled brightly as she made a few bigger steps, this way reaching Luffy's side, the place that she swore to never leave. Carrot, carrot, carrot. But still, do you think they're fine? Chopper said while slowly eating his lunch. Promoted stories. You'll also like The Cursed Pirate, 1 page. 10K180 asterisk. Asterisk. My story began when I was a young and naive, but that day, when everything seemed normal, that was the day, when everything. Wings of the Grand Line, One Piece X Mail R.46.3K2K and Quat. Could these people bring justice to my home? And Quat, after barely escaping his homeland, YN wandered the Grand Line, searching for those who could help him right. One Piece. The ultimate Strafuts. 2910 A martial artists, real, not those wuxia types, reincarnates in One Piece, but all his memories about the show get erased due to his impertinence. But this isn't the same. Luffy's jealousy. 73.2K 1.5K pairings. Luffy x Nami. What if the infamous Mugiwara crew docked on an unknown island? What if Nami had forgot? Gorgeous blue, One Piece live action, Nami 25.1K 1K and quad. Ocean. Blue eyes looking in mine, I feel like I might sink and drown and die. And quad. A simple girl, daughter of a pirate captain, meets the future and quad, king. A pirate with one punch 44K 1.6 Kone. Peace XOPM. Reader. And quad, YN and quad. Degree, degree, degree. Filled circle, hollow circle degree. Degree, degree. Two piece. A one piece story 7.5K 351 embarking on a shared odyssey that intertwines their destinies, Monkey D. Shiki and Monkey D. Luffy set forth on a singular, awe-inspiring quest. Bound by the unbreakable, it was actually nice, being able to eat without having to be on the lookout so a certain greedy captain wouldn't steal your food, but he would always choose one of those noisy meals with his whole crew over this. They have just reunited and now they were incomplete again, thing that made everyone uneasy in their hearts. Of course they're fine. I don't think that we have to worry about them that much, Chopper-san. Brooks right, Luffy might be a hammer in water, but when it comes to the life of his nakama, he is able to gather all of his strength and fight to the very end. Having that said, even though Nami-san didn't have the necessary strength to withstand the currents, Luffy would never just stay there and let her die. Sanji's words actually made everyone realize that they probably had nothing to worry about. Having faith in their comrades was, anyway, a lot easier than constantly consuming psychic energy while imagining all sorts of scenarios. Now that you think of it, it's actually awfully convenient for them. Robin smirked. Hey, yeah, Zoro said while taking a gulp of his sake. Even though they made themselves feel better with silly jokes, all of them, deep down, still couldn't help but worry. Carrot, carrot, carrot. Say, Margaret, do you? Aphelandra stopped and looked around to make sure no one was listening, especially their queen, then whispered. Do you really think that Luffy and Nami are all right? Right. Don't think like that. The blonde-haired girl scolded her friend. There's no way Luffy would be taken down by just a mere this. Also, be careful when you say these things. It's gonna be bad if Snake Princess hears you. I know, but. No buts. She might kill all of Luffy's crewmates for letting him die if she would, even for a second, doubt the fact that he's alright. I don't think she'd go that far. They're Luffy's nakama after all, of course she would. You know very well she has no consideration for things like these. I understand exactly how you feel, but all we can do is bear with it. I know, Aphelandra sighed while looking at her feet. I just hope we'll find them soon enough. Carrot, carrot, carrot. Nami tilde. Luffy wrapped his hands around Nami's shoulders and let his head rest on her right one. I'm so hungry. He then cried. Luffy, don't let your weight on my shoulders. Nami said while trying to calm her, now racing heart down. I'm tired and my feet hurt. You're tired. Then why didn't you say so earlier? Luffy stopped and turned his back to Nami, then looked over his shoulder at a confused orange-haired girl. Come on, I'll carry you. Without saying anything, Nami jumped in Luffy's back, wrapping her legs around his waist and, blushing a little, smiled while closing her eyes. Luffy started walking again with a big smile on his face and a racing heart. He always took every chance to be this close to his navigator, and truth be told, he didn't want anything else. What pirate empress? What the most beautiful woman in the world? Those were just titles, empty words to him. There was no way one has seen all the girls in this world so one can declare Hancock the most beautiful woman in the world. There must be that one girl one missed that was 10 times more beautiful than Hancock, and he was sure that that girl was Nami. A growl from between the trees snapped him out of his thoughts. He opened his mouth to tell Nami that they found a monster she could cook, but that's when he heard her soft breathing and realized she had fallen asleep. He smiled and started running away from the beast. He thought that that island was swarming with creatures of that kind anyway, so it wasn't worth waking her up for something like this. She must be really tired. I bet she didn't have a good night's sleep as this situation worries her, not to mention that she woke up really early, too. He thought while smiling. Say, Ace, this is right, isn't it? This nice feeling called love. Carrot, carrot, carrot. Meals are so quiet without them, Frankie sighed. Yeah. And just when we got back together. The Straw Hats had just finished their lunch and they were sitting together around the table, all hoping to find their captain and navigator as soon as possible. Carrot, carrot, carrot. She slowly opened her eyes and smiled when feeling the warmth of Luffy's body. Looks like I feel asleep, she thought while wrapping her hands tighter around Luffy's neck, thing that made him realize she was awake. So you woke up, he smiled. Did you sleep well? Yeah, Nami giggled. Curiously, I actually had a really good nap. How long ago have I fell asleep? I don't know. There must be about 2 hours now. Aren't you tired, then? Want me to get down? She asked, even thought she really didn't want to let go, which is why she was so happy to hear his answer. It's fine, Luffy grinned. I'll keep carrying you. Look at that, Nami suddenly said while pointing ahead where the forest seemed to end. Luffy ran towards the place and they soon found themselves into an open space. It was huge as they couldn't see where the forest continued. It was all like a desert, only there was no sand. Only rocks. The thing that they were most intrigued about was the huge building that wasn't too far from them and the people patrolling outside of it. What's that? Nami rhetorically asked while jumping down from Luffy's back. I have no idea, but it looks important, so they must have a lot of delicious food. Luffy grinned with star-shaped eyes while walking towards the building. Wait a second there. The orange-haired girl stopped her captain by grabbing his shirt and pulling him back behind a tree, to make sure nobody could see them. Don't just go and barge in like that. We don't know who they are. They might be Marines, although they don't look like it. Even so, we need a plan, she whispered while looking around to see if there was anyone close. Anyway, for now, let's just focus on Gomu Gomu no. Nami instantly face-palmed when hearing Luffy shout his attack. Cattling, this is unbelievable. I took my eyes off of him for literally 2 seconds and he's already gone and caused us trouble, she said to herself, running towards her captain who was now proudly grinning while standing in the middle of the bunch of passed-out people. Look, Nami, we can go in now, he said before stretching his arm and grabbing Nami's waist. Wait. Just what do you want to? Gomu Gomu no. Rocket. The orange-haired girl let out a loud scream while grabbing Luffy's hand to make sure she won't fall. To Nami's horror and Luffy's amusement, they flew right through an open window and, thanks to Luffy's powers, landed safely. Well, at least they were unhurt, as the raven-haired boy was now laying on the ground with his legs suspended on the wall and a furious navigator on top of him, facing to the floor, angrily mumbling something about how she's gonna kill a certain someone one day. Shishihi, that was surely fun, Luffy said while getting up and offering Nami a hand. Like hell it was. she shouted while delivering her captain a well-deserved punch. What are you hitting me for? The raven-haired boy cried. We made it in, didn't we? Yes, but all the base is after us because you just had to beat up all the guards. I didn't want to wait any longer. I'm terribly hungry, you know. Luffy pouted while placing a hand on his growling stomach. I know, Nami sighed. Let's go look for the kitchen and then get the hell out of here. Food. A sharp, cautious voice stopped the two from heading to the place Luffy thought to be heaven. Hold it right there. Luffy and Nami slowly turned around to see a girl with short, orange hair wearing a big hat. The girl gasped as soon as she was able to see Luffy's face. Her eyes widened as thousands of thoughts crossed her mind. Was she just imagining things? Was she just mistaking him? Was the guy whose name she heard every single day and whose wanted poster she saw every time she entered the man's office really standing in front of her? Might you be Monkey D. Luffy? She asked with fear. Don't do anything stupid, Nami whispered in her captain's ear. That's right. I'm the man who's gonna be the Pirate King, Luffy answered without hesitation, completely ignoring Nami's advice, making her instantly facepalm. What was I even hoping for? She then asked, addressing to no one but her. Hearing his words, a big smile formed on the girl's face. Well then, welcome to the Revolutionary Army's base. Where stories live. Discover now.